All right, guys, welcome back to another video. I'm kind of liking these like sit down chats. I feel like it's more down to earth, kind of like raw. But today I want to talk about when life gets hard, how to find peace. And I think, as men, this is one of the most important things that we have to go through, right? Having a very, very tough life. I don't think the life of a man is always going to be sunshine and rainbows at all. I don't think it's ever designed for that. And it's even stated in the Bible, like man's punishment is to work, right? But there's it's not necessarily something to look at it from a bad perspective. I think there's a lot of beauty in you know having a tough life because like it just builds you to become who you are, right? And when you pray to God for the strength, He's not going to give it to you, just instantly. He's going to teach you through lessons, right? But what I want to talk about is, the first thing, how it's obviously it's normal and what to do about it, how to find peace. And I'll just share like my experiences. So, I'm 24 years old now. I mean, I've been running a business for the last 8 years, and I did it through high school, I did it through college, and now obviously post college. Um, and I can, without a doubt, say that life has definitely been tough trying to get it going, trying to build momentum, going through my personal life through that stuff. Now, obviously, it could be a lot worse. But I know that I have to go through a lot of these trials and tribulations just to be able to build myself because nothing good ever comes easy. Um, yes, a lot of people have it a lot worse, and I'm very, very thankful that I'm in a fortunate position that I am right now. But everyone goes through their own journey. So, what I have found to really help me um, to find peace in a lot of the hardships that I go through is kind of like slowing time down, having time alone. And I'm a very, very extroverted person. Like I like being around people. I really like, before I never really liked to kind of spend time alone, but now I cherish it a lot. And what I've realized is when I do that, I pay attention to the little things. I appreciate things like, as cliche as it sounds, like going outside, taking a walk in nature, or, looking at like the birds or like the trees. And it's like, you could look at it from a cliche kind of weird standpoint, or you could say like the things that you're going through right now are so much smaller than they actually could be, right? There's always something bigger that could happen. Someone's always dealing with something, more traumatic than what you're dealing with. And I feel like having that outlook on my life kind of reduces the struggles and the pains that I'm going through, right? And it makes me appreciative, makes me thankful for where I currently am. Because if it wasn't for any of that stuff, I wouldn't be in the spot that I am today, right? Growing, building very, very meaningful connections with wealthy individuals, with wise individuals. And so I guess like what I'm trying to say is the more self-aware you become, the more accepting you are of your situation. And you realize that it could be harder, but it's not. Right? Paying attention to the little things, right? Having genuine interest in different topics, right? Having genuine interest in people, understanding their lives and their stories. I feel like, I'm kind of saying this and it may make sense to some, it may not make sense to others, and that's totally fine. But it wasn't a shift that happened right away. It was something that I kind of developed, right? The aesthetics of like, cars or buildings, right? Or when I go out and travel, I like to kind of be in the moment where I look at like the architecture of certain things and it calms my mind down, right? It shows me the possibilities of the world. It shows me the different lifestyles, the different lives that people are living. Um, Even like certain things where you sit in the morning have coffee, staring out into the view, into nature, whatever it is, no social media, no phones, no distractions, and you kind of just spend time with yourself to calm your brain down, or spend time with God, to increase the thankfulness that you put out, right? Or the thankfulness that you have. So, I mean, again, this may make sense to some, may not make sense to others. That's totally fine. But it's something that I've used to kind of push me through the hardships, right? Kind of creating that distance between the world and myself for a little bit, right? To kind of like take a step back, take a breather, and be able to analyze everything, right? To like slow time down in a sense. I think that's the point that I'm trying to make is, how do you slow time down when everything just seems like it's moving so fast, which is why it creates like these hardships and like, anxiety and like, worries and like panic and all that stuff. I think what I've realized is being able to slow time down by being self-aware, like paying attention to like the little things in life and appreciating those is such a big key thing. So I hope this helped. Trying to do a little bit more of these kind of style videos where I kind of just sit and talk and, give the younger me the lessons that I wish I had. I've learned a lot from my father. I learned a lot from reading the Bible and studying Christ and meeting a lot of great people in the world. So I hope, the younger David could learn from these. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and share this to someone that you think could definitely help them.